Shalom, shalom. All right, gonna get started. Give me a second. All right, before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you, believers out there, the Akim wa Akbar. All right, you brothers and sisters see the title scrolling. You see the title I got highlighted. All right. UK government to imprison citizens who eat meat under absolute zero rules. All right. So before I get started, I want to start with this. We know it. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And that's why these devils are doing the things they doing, decreeing these unrighteous decrees. All right, let me get another one. On Psalms 64 verse 1, Slakia. All right, it says, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Okay. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, man. And this is what we need. We need to be preserved. All right. Lord willing, we get that salvation. We be accounted worthy. All right. So I'm going to play the video. I'm going to stop when need be to grab scriptures. Lord willing, this is edifying. All right. Let's go.
To close down all airports. The global elite are planning to close down all airports, ban the consumption of beef and lamb, and ban the construction of new buildings as part of the sudden and sweeping quantum leap to address the so-called climate crisis. According to the elite, humanity must learn to suffer until the climate crisis has been dealt with. How long will that take? According to government documents, we are looking at 4 decades minimum of severe deprivations, including a ban on new clothes. But
you see, so this devil, we've been banning new clothes. It says what? Fashion will be absolutely abolished by 2030. All right. And that's why we need to be preserved. Why? Because this devil, he's one of them. All right. Coming down with that great wrath, man. This is a part of it. Okay. Humans will all wear a uniform. Like, they're all just gonna be like grade school kids. That's what they're planning for us. Okay.
and on new clothes. But you don't have to take my word for it. These future horrors are laid out in black and white in a British government document, which outlines the future for humanity under a dictatorship run by the World Economic Forum if we don't rise up as one and overthrow these tyrants. Before we get into today's story, if you're interested in sponsoring this show, please email sponsor@thepeoplesvoice.tv. We were named one of the fastest growing channels on Rumble. Please email that the global elite are working in warning the public for years that the global elite are working behind the scenes to plunge humanity into a fresh hell, featuring the worst excesses of Mao's China and the Soviet Union. In recent years, the global elite have become arrogant and have stopped bothering to conceal their evil agenda. Yet, still the majority of people refuse to believe that the elite are planning to depopulate the globe and enslave the remaining 5 to 10% of useless eaters they allow to survive. Anyone who's still doubting that the elite are planning to make life hell for those who survived the Great Coal should take a look at the British government's WF-influenced Absolute Zero report. The British government report outlines what life will be like for citizens in the coming years and paints a grim picture of authoritarianism and deprivation. To give you some idea, the report states that all airports must close down by 2029.
You see, all airports must close. So no meat, no fashion, no travel. And that's what we're bringing to the second half of 15. 17, it said what? This is a part of it. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right. We know this going into Jacob's trouble, but And part of that, it all coincides with each other. These devils coming down with all of these draconian laws, man. No meat. Can't buy a red shirt if you want to. You got to wear a certain uniform. They cancel all the airports. You know, you can't fly. Your driving is going to be restricted. All right, all these things is going to culminate into the people going mad to all out chaos, and that's what they want. So
excluding Heathrow, Glasgow, and Belfast airports, which will be allowed to stay open to accommodate private jets. This is remarkably convenient for the global elite because we know how much they enjoy flying around the world in private jets while lecturing the rest of us to stop flying commercial. All remaining airports must then close between 2030 and 2049 because, in order to meet the legal commitment of zero emissions by 2050, everybody must stop using aeroplanes, according to the government reports, until the so-called climate crisis has been brought under control.
let's get that back. These devils is hypocrites, man, because they the one driving up the carbon footprint the most. But check this out. What's about to go on when this guy about to ask Bill Gates, I'm gonna go to it. Look, road vehicles. Development of petrol diesel engines ends. Any new vehicle introduced from now on must be compatible with absolute zero. So that's in the works from 2020 and 2029. We in 2024. Rail, growth in domestic and international rail as substitute for flights and low occupancy car travel. All airports except Heathrow, Glasgow, and Belfast closed with transfer by rail. See? Now by 2030, Lord willing, we ain't here. To 49, it says all new vehicles electric. Average size of cars reduced to 1,000 kilograms. All right. Further growth with expanding network and all electric trains. Everything they want electric. Rail become dominant mode for freight as shipping declines. All remain in airports. They just want to totally do away with flying except for them. See? All right, so let's get back into it.
Himself are part of the solution to climate change.
What
Yeah, so I see they kind of want to mess up when I play the video. Let's see if I can turn it down even more.
Because, as Bill Gates explains, people such as himself are part of the solution to climate change, so they're exempt from the new rules.
What do you say to the charge that if you are a climate change campaigner, but you also travel around the world in a private jet, you're a hypocrite?
Well, I by the gold standard of funding Climeworks to do direct air capture that far exceeds my family's carbon footprint. And I spend billions of dollars on climate innovation. So, should I stay at home and not come to Kenya and learn about farming and malaria? Anyway, I mean, I'm comfortable with the idea that not only am I not part of the problem by paying for the offsets, but also through the billions that my Breakthrough Energy group is spending, that I'm part of the solution.
In addition,
You see this little weak, scrawny nigga, man. And these are, when you go into Esau who control the world, they look scrawny and weak. That's why it's going to be like, is this the man? Isaiah 14, is this the man? So you see the hypocrisy. Let's get that. See hypocrisy, man. What do the scriptures tell us, brothers and sisters, if we just got to hold on? All right, Job 24 says, I want the songs I mean, Job. Slack. Slow. Job 24, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yeah, it's only gonna be so long that screaming peon like him, you know, get to have joy of fresh foods, the best of everything, riding the private jets. Talking about he's spending billions to counter the carbon footprint of him and his family. You see him how he's swallowing it all. He's lying, man. All right, he knows he's a liar. He's a devil. Let's get that back to me. Let's talk about it. Look at this screen.
That if you are a climate change campaigner, but you
All right, so this one that we have to know. I hate when they do this. Let's see. Let me try it again.
jet, you're a hypocrite.
Well, I by the gold standard of funding Climeworks to do direct air capture that far exceeds my family's carbon footprint. And I spend billions of dollars on climate innovation. So, should I stay at home and not come to Kenya and learn about farming and malaria? Anyway, I mean, I'm comfortable with the idea that not only am I not part of the problem by paying for the offsets, but also through the billions that my Breakthrough Energy group is spending, that I'm part of the solution.
In addition, the report states that to obey the law of the Climate Change Act, the public will be required to stop doing anything that causes emissions, regardless of its energy source. According to the report, this will require the public to never eat beef or lamb ever again. To achieve this, consumption of beef and lamb will drop by 50% between.
You see, this is what they want for us. Gas cookers phased out rapidly in favor of electric hobs and ovens. Fridge, freezers, and washing machines become smaller. National consumption of beef and lamb drops by 50%. So all that steak, beef, all that, nah, they're like it done. Along with reduction in frozen ready meals and air fried food imports. So the those frozen meals you get from the grocery store, they want to cut that out. Reduce demand for iron, ore, and limestone as blast furnace iron and cement reduces. Increase demand for materials for electrification. All right, electrification of all appliances and reduction in size to cut power for equipment. And see, when you got everything on electric, it's easier to control. Because it would be a time like they'd cut your gas off. They had to come out and do this. But if you have electric, they can just do it right there, from the base. You can pay the fee to get your lights on, and they can turn you on. With electric, they can turn you off, turn you on whenever they want. You don't comply, snap, turn you off. If you comply, they turn you on. This is a part of that control. All right, so let's continue.
In 2020 and 2029. Then between 2030 and 2049, beef and lamb will be phased out, and it will become illegal to eat red meat unless you have a license. Given that we know how much the delegates at the WF enjoy their fine cuts of meat, there are no prizes for guessing where the licenses will be handed out. The hypocrisy of the globalists knows no bounds. At the recent UN Climate Summit in Dubai, they were serving gourmet burgers and other expensive meat dishes, while making plans to ban the rest of the world from eating a meat-based diet. Fox News reports that in the summit's online portal, its food offerings included juicy beef, slabs of succulent meat, smoked Wagyu burgers, Philly cheesesteaks, and melt-in-your-mouth barbecue, in addition to African street barbecue, fast casual Mexican fare, and an Asian option that has a touch of French flair. According to leaders...
You see? The joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment, man. All right. The triumph of the wicked is short. And they know it. That's why they're coming down. They know they got a short time. Okay. It's only so long they're going to be able to eat the finest until they're in captivity. Thus said the Lord. All right. Let's continue.
from the World Economic Forum and UN The elites need the nutrients found in gourmet meat to govern the world, and they must be exempt from the insect and bug diet they are pushing on the world in the name of reducing carbon. Once again, it's one rule for thee and another for me. But if you think the globalist vision is simply misguided and that they have our best interests at heart, I've got news for you. Their latest announcements make it clear that you are the carbon they want to reduce. We've got more after this important word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Liver Medic. If you think the supplements you are getting from big box retailers are doing you any good. According to Bill Gates, the elites need epidemics to practice, and COVID was just a drill to prepare for the next authoritarian power grab. As Gates explained in Australia on his recent world tour, the COVID pandemic was a successful drill, and the next intervention by the global elite will be like a fire that goes global.
To have a dedicated team, not just for when the epidemic comes, but to go to the world's countries and make sure that these drills are being done. You know, we do fire drills. You know, the Defense Department does war games. We need for epidemics to practice. In fact, one of the reasons why Australia did well is that it, like Taiwan, was threatened by SARS-CoV-1. And so this idea of, okay, who are these PCR people? How do you get them engaged? It was partly practiced because of that previous threat. And so we need to be doing every 5 years a really comprehensive exercise at both country and regional level of pandemic preparedness. And you need a global group that's kind of scoring everybody and saying, hey, you know, if you're not participating in this, you could be the source of the next pandemic, and that's bad for the entire world. This is like a fire that goes global.
The pieces of...
Let's get this Psalms, let's get that. Psalm 64, verse 5. It says, they encourage themselves in the evil matter, man. All right. They commune line snares privately. They say, who shall see them? All right. They encourage themselves in evil matter, man. These devils, man, they always into something, man.
Slowly falling into place for Gates and the elite. They have blown up the global economy, driving inflation through the roof, and now they are seizing control of the global food supply. Gates is now America's largest farm owner, and he is just about to become the world's biggest spy with a fleet of 60,000 satellites to monitor every square inch of the globe 24 hours a day. As Robert F. Kennedy warns, this is Armageddon, the apocalyptical forces of totalitarianism. This is the final battle. We must win this one.
I think this is a historical jeopardy to humanity that we've never seen before. I mean, you know, the Black Plague and, you know, World War II are arguably rivals for it, but I would argue this is the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity, because the essential ambition of the totalitarian state is to control not just conduct, but self-expression and thought. And for the first time in history, because of the technological revolution, the capacity for totalitarian forces to literally control every aspect of human expression and even human thought is now unprecedented. You know, Bill Gates brags that he's going to be able to watch with his 60,000 satellites every square inch of the earth 24 hours a day. You know, at least in other parts of history, you could run and you could hide and you could, you know, collect forces and begin an opposition, and we can't do that anymore. And the Chinese, you know, have already deployed this vast array of facial recognition that claims to be capable of reading guilt on people, of looking at facial expressions from a distance and deciding whether somebody is guilty. So, you know, I would say this is Armageddon. This is the apocalyptical forces of ignorance and greed and totalitarianism, and this is the final battle. We need to win this.
As the elite continue building a prison
Esau so fragile, man. That's how you know the Lord. This is a punishment from the Lord to be ruled under these people, man. But you hear what he said. They got machines that can read guilt and this and that. That's why Psalm 64, man. We need to be preserved, brothers and sisters, because Esau have a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. Psalm 64:1. Oh God, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Let's jump down again, verse 5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune on lying snares prettily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Yes, this is them, man. Let's go here to Psalm 71. It says, what? Oh, in thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. All right. Incline thine ear unto me and save me. We're going to need to be saved from your house, from your shop. All right, let's close out and we'll come back.
planet to enslave humanity, it's never been more important to educate yourself about their agenda. Banning flights, beef and lamb, and forcing humanity to wear a uniform is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the phony goal of reducing carbon emissions. Their ultimate goal is massive depopulation, and you might be surprised how many of the elite are now singing from the same satanic hymn sheet. Forewarned is forearmed, and I urge everybody to read the Absolute Zero report, authored by Oxford University and Imperial College London, the former having created the disastrous AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, and the latter being instrumental in providing the flawed models that governments used to justify draconian lockdowns in both the UK and USA. Because once you read it, you'll realize that the past few years have been part of a much more sinister agenda that's only just begun. Here at the People's Voice, we are determined to continue exposing the crimes of the global elites, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family about us, and join the People's Voice Locals community for exclusive and uncensored content.
All right, so that's pretty much the point. You see it. Yeah. This devil, he's busy working, man. Again, let's come back to Psalm 71. All right, we ended off at verse 2. It said, what? Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me. Be thou my strong habitation whereunto I may continually resort. All right, because it's not just in those times, all right, that we need to resort in the Lord. We need to resort every day, every minute, every second. The Lord, hey, you can get touched anytime. It ain't got to be Jacob's trouble. All right. Thou hast given commandment to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, O my God, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous, cruel man. Yeah, the cruel man. That's why, let's go here to Isaiah 10. It's a lot here. Things getting sketchy. All right. I don't know what it is when I play videos, the StreamYard, it kind of start acting up. All right. It says, Assyria is the Most High's instrument, and the reason I'm coming here is because this is a prophecy. This is prophetic. We get into Isaiah 10th chapter, and America, Babylon the Great is likened into Assyria. It's likened into Egypt because those were harsh captivities. Uh, the Assyrians was known for their cruel ways of dealing, man. But what's going to happen? It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So destruction unto them. In the modern day Assyrian, the modern day Egyptian is Esau. Even now, when you jump down here to verse 20, it says what? A remnant will return. See? So the remnant, the elect will lean upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Salaki, I don't know I wasn't on there. Salaki. So again, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, we jump down to verse 20. And again, like I was saying, the modern day Assyrian, the modern day Egyptian of Esau Edom, but the remnant will lean upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all right, and not Esau Edom. When all of these things go down, when all hell breaks loose, Jacob's trouble, and these draconian laws come down, well, the remnant, the elect, will lean upon the Lord. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped. You see in Psalm 71, what did it say? It says what? Deliver me in thy righteousness to cause me to escape. See? All right. And such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more stay upon him that smote them, but they shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. Yeah. And it started with this word. It started out. Their brothers and sisters are leaning upon the Lord. All right. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, upon the mighty power. Yes. Now, when you jump down to verse 24, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, power of hosts, O my people that dwelleth in Zion, be not afraid of the Assyrian. All right. The modern day Assyrian is who? Esau Edom. He shall smite thee with a rod. He shall lift up his staff against thee after the manner of Egypt. Yeah. These were two hard captivities. All right. But this is prophetic. Okay. Because like even because that people like to go into this chapter. These Christians like to go into this chapter. All right, to come against the Israelites. But this is prophetic. This is prophecy. All right, and you can tell when you read these verses. Okay, it said the remnant shall return. Okay, but this is talking about the latter. This is talking about the modern day Assyria, modern day Egypt. Okay, uh, both of these were again Assyrians were known for their cruel ways. The Romans studied the Assyrians. All right, Egypt. As a matter of fact, that's why when you go up, it says what? Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness. Yeah, Assyrians was known for their grievousness. That unrighteous decrees, that draconian laws, man. All right, they was known for even their war tactics. And even when you go here to what they say about the in Egypt, all right, we know we was made to serve rigorously in Egypt. Let's get it. Exodus first chapter. Starting at verse 13, it says what? And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve with rigor. Yeah. And we was in the field of America. We was in the field even in South America. We was made to serve with rigor, man. Our lives was made bitter over here in Babylon the Great. That's why it's known as what? Spiritual Egypt. Okay, and this is also spiritual, no, Syria, man. This captivity has been very bitter to our people. Look at the conditions of our people. All right, and I'm gonna close out with this scripture. All right, let's go here. Let's go to Matthew 10 and 28. What did the Lord say? You have to fear this man. Wait, did I finish out? Verse 24. Oh yeah. Okay. Just have to make sure. But the Lord, I do want to make this point. The Lord said, what? Be not afraid of the Assyrian. All right. Don't be afraid of the Egyptian. All right. Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body. but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body. And that's Yahweh Shem Shah, man. He's able to destroy body and soul, not Esau. Esau, yeah, he can take you off this earth. He can destroy your body, but he can't take your soul. So that's why, the remnant knowing this, the remnant being embedded with these scriptures, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. We gonna be thinking about scriptures, man. Scriptures gonna come to mind just like they do in your everyday walk. When you at work, something happens, scripture pop up. Anything. You can be in traffic at the grocery store, something happens, the scripture will pop up. All right, that's the power. Okay, that's why I said the remnant gonna return, and they ain't gonna depend on said what, and it shall come to pass what in that day, prophecy, that the remnant of Israel and such are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more stay upon him that smote them. Yeah, we ain't gonna be dependent on Esau. Man. All right, I had to come back. All right, because the remnant understands what that Yahweh Hashem Shah can destroy what both soul and body. All right, in hell, and we know hell is a condition. Hell is the grave. Okay, but that's what Yahweh Hashem Shah can do. He can put you in a condition, in a bad condition, man. So fear not them which nothing fear about. All right, so Lord willing, it's better fun. Okay, to the next lesson. Shalom.